Hey, what's going on, Facebook? It is time for the word of the day, Wednesday, and super fired up, man, and excited going through the story of David right now. Man, I'm telling you, you can learn so much from 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, just reading through the story of David. It's been exciting, man, and I'm just gonna walk slowly through this. Like, there's so much here, and so right now, I'm in 1 Samuel 17. It is the most epic battle that you have ever heard of. Everybody knows it. It's the battle of David and Goliath. So it's just, to set the scene. Obviously, Goliath, this beast, this huge giant, that's coming against the army of Israel. And David is, this young boy. He's like a teenager at this point in time. And I think I'm going to spend a couple of weeks just on this battle alone. Because one thing that I really want to key in today is God's faithfulness. Like the last 2 weeks, we're talking about David being faithful. David being faithful with the sheep, being faithful with his process and trusting God, for his promotion. And really, one of the things that really shined in the beginning part of this battle is David talking about God's faithfulness. And so, it's basically David shows up on the scene, and he's talking to Saul, saying like, let me have a chance, like let me go get him, like this Philistine that's defying the armies of God, like he has no chance because we have God on our side. And Saul's really questioning him, like, man, like you're small, like how am I supposed to let you go out there? And so right here in verse 34, so 17:34, but David said to Saul, your servant used to keep sheep for his father, and when there came a lion or a bear, and they took a lamb from the flock, I went after them and struck them and delivered it out of his mouth. And if he rose against me, I caught him by his beard, struck him, and killed him. It's talking about the lion. Your servant has struck down both lions and bears, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be like one of them, for he has defied the armies of the living God. And David said, the Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine. Right? And like when a battle comes, right, it's like the battle that you weren't expecting, the battle that, man, it is this huge, like Goliath. It's like, oh my gosh, it seems like an impossible situation, an impossible situation in your marriage, an impossible battle in your finances, an impossible battle in the fight for your kids. Like, you fill in the blank, like what is Goliath, right? When Goliath shows up in your life, you have to remember God's faithfulness. You have to remember that Goliath wasn't the first battle that you've been through. That Goliath wasn't the first impossible situation that you felt like you were a part of. Like, you faced some things before, just like David. He faced the lion, he faced the bear. Like, those are like some crazy, like, battles. Like, I would not want to face a lion and would not want to face a bear. Like, come on, like that's crazy. But I've been through some things, and you have too. And so you're still standing here right now. If you're watching this video, like, you're still here. Like, the last battle that you went through did not take you out. And so the next battle that you're going through or you're in right now, like, God will remain faithful. The same God who delivered you last season, the same God who delivered you in that previous battle is the same God that you're serving right now. It's the same God that you believe in right now. And, a lot of times, like, man, we'll get caught up in like negativity, like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But, man, we really have to, guard our minds, guard our hearts, strengthen ourselves, and remember, God will deliver us. He is faithful. He is with us. And, if he's with us, then nothing can be against us. And that is, the word of the day today. Remember God's faithfulness. This isn't the first time that you've been through a battle, and you're still standing. And you can stand through this one too. So So hope you guys were encouraged with that. Always like to keep them short and sweet. And we'll dive in next week. Like, tune in, don't touch that dial. And